Hello everyone, Carlos Flores, back on basics. So, as you can see, I'm in different locations at different times, which is interesting because, um, there's a room that has all the light in the world to another room that has so and so half and half, and this one is one of the darkest rooms that I'm in, but I'm trying to make sure that I provide enough lighting so that way you can see me. And so, before we begin this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so that you can get notified of any new video that comes on board. We're close to 200 videos. Can you imagine that? 200 videos. Hit the like button so that way you can show me that this is one of your favorite videos. Memory, the power of memory. And so if you have any topics that you want me to go over, put them in the comment section and I'll be happy to give you my take on them and I will make a video for them. Please remember, right, as we get to 200 videos, then we get to, 300, 400, 500, 600. Remember that these videos are always going to be free. Remember, and I'm pledging to all of you subscribers, 149. Thank you very much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. I pledge to you that, these videos are always going to be free. It is what it is. That's what I want to do. That is my drive. That is what motivates me. It's creating these videos and making them available for free for all of you to see, to watch, to always go back and look at the different topics and then practice them. Remember, practice them, right? I was talking to one of my psychology students today and we were going back and forth about tenacity, about self-determination, about self-awareness. And what I told my student was that all of those blend together. And that's what we're talking about today. Things blend together in human nature. It does, because tenacity means that you're moving forward, right? And even if you fall looking forward, right? Self-awareness means that you're aware of where you're at. You're aware of what you do. You're aware of your limitations. And then you, even though you have limitations, you push yourself ahead so that way you can get to where you want to get to, right? Assertiveness is another one. Being assertive, being able to be assertive. And we'll have another video on assertiveness, but at the same time is being a mindful assertiveness. Having mindful assertiveness, and then we'll go over that video. Maybe I'll do that video tomorrow so that way you can have it. But in the meantime, as I was going back and forth with my psychology student, it just dawned on me that memory is very important. Memory and memory retention and memory processing are very important topics that I should be talking about, because this processing unit, right, this supercomputer that we have here needs to be it needs to be upgraded. And what I mean by upgrade is processing, right? Rest. When you rest, you upgrade your supercomputer. You make it go a little bit faster. You make it process things. You always keep doing things to help your mind be sharp. Reading, listening to music, playing an instrument. Sure that you are always in the present moment so that way you can make the most focused decision that you can. And that's one of the things, right? Like right now in this room, I've done videos before, my earlier videos, and they're kind of like dark and everything. Well, thank you to lighting and natural light here. Oh, I look like I'm like it's kind of like a sci-fi movie. I'm right about to look. Oh my goodness, look at this. Oh. I'm just fine with you. I'm just excited because memory is one of my favorite topics. But at the same time, being in the present moment is the way that you should make your decisions. And I've said this, I'm a broken record, but that's okay because I want you to get the points that you need so that way you can move forward. And so memory is very important in your day-to-day activities, in your decision-making, right? In your motivation, in your self-assertiveness, right? In your self-awareness. There's a lot of different things. This memory system here has every memory that you've ever had. And I'm telling you this, and this is just my take. Don't say, oh, well, Carlos says that we have memory from as far as we can think. We do, and that's my take on it. Because how can you not? As soon as you are born, you live, you adapt, you survive, you are born, you feel. I mean, you feel all of the sensations: tactile, olfactory, which is the nose, tactile is the touching, you feel every sensation. How can you not imprint that in your memory? How can you not record that in your supercomputer? Albeit when you when you are born, your supercomputer is not as super as it is in later years, but still you have a rudimentary memory system. It's a basic memory system. It's a basic memory system. It's the best system of all. And the thing is, one of the things that I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to go back and see if I can get memory. If I can remember, if I can fire that right synapse. And remember, synapse are kind of like your wires in your memory, right? In your mind. And so they fire so that way they can put together pieces of a memory and put them together. Remember, sometimes we're like, this was a deja vu. When you feel like you had a memory, you remember something, and then within seconds or microseconds, you remember it again. And you're like, I think I remember that. Didn't I just remember that? Didn't I remember that before? It's because your memory is processing at that exact, within a certain amount of time, that exact image, that exact memory. It's amazing. Is it a deja vu? Yes. Is it means that you're living it? Probably not. It means it's a memory. It means that something that took place or something that was constructed in your mind, and it came out twice or 3 times. I haven't had a deja vu times 3, but it's amazing how we're actually evolving as human beings, right? We're here, right? You're looking at me through your phone, through your tablet, through your computer, through your TV, through whatever electronic device you're looking at. And so this is my imprint. And I'm going to tell you, this is my imprint, because as I'm imprinting this video here for as long as it can, for as long as YouTube is going, this video is going to be here. And that's what memory is. So if you think of YouTube as your brain, then your memories are found based on how you tag them. Remember, a memory tag with a memory, and you put them together. It's kind of like going to YouTube and saying, YouTube, or type it in, or you use your voice command. I want to see videos on professional wrestling, and poof, professional wrestling comes. Yesterday, we did that. watching what took place in Houston, Texas, prayers to all of you in Houston. Hope you're okay. You know that those short videos of the tower, of the buildings and the shattered and trees falling and debris and everything and the tornadoes. I feel for you all. So again, you're in my thoughts, you're in my prayers, Houston, because that was very tragic, and I know that it was moving towards Louisiana as well. So my hearts and prayers to all of you by the bayou. Again, those are imprinted in my mind already. They created a synaptic connection, right? So the synapse, so the dendrites that we have are wires that move memory pieces, right, from side to side to side, and then eventually bringing them together to create that memory so you can remember. Haven't you sometimes smelled something that you smelled years ago, and it just reminds you of that image? Literally, whenever I smell a sweet flower, it just reminds me of the times that my grandfather and I used to go walk, and he would tell me which flowers had smell, which flowers the bees loved pollinating the most, which ones were the ones that were out in summer, which ones were the ones that were out in winter. And it was amazing. Those are great memories that I've had. When I get my goosebumps right on my hands, and I'm starting to get them because I haven't even thought about the memory. Well, actually, I have. It's here. It's like tuk 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 tuk. When the kidnapping took place, and I sat in that. If you can watch the previous video, soccer field, grandfather, father, kidnapped with everybody else. It remembers that I was wearing a Hefty Smurf shirt. I remember everything, right? But the most vivid memory was me with a Hefty Smurf shirt. And every time I see Hefty Smurf in a commercial or in a cartoon, or even in that Smurf movie, it just takes me back. And it doesn't take me back to the specific time or the specific memory. It just shows me little bits at a time. And then, because my brain is saying, oh, here we go again. Here's the trigger. Here's one of the triggers of that memory. And so start shooting those bits and pieces of memory. And then eventually some of them get together and I can see bigger pieces. And guess what? Remember, I've said this. As human beings, we put together the empty spaces of these stories. We're natural storytellers. That's the reason why I love doing this, because I'm telling you a story and I'm talking to you about memory. But if you have gaps in between these memories, you use your experience. You use your past experiences. You use whatever you have available on that topic here to make sense of the story, to make it seamless. Is it that story that you went through? No. But that's what your mind is actually trying to do. Your mind is trying to help you complete that memory. And so it's amazing how memory works, because you can remember, again, I can remember the time where I was in the bus, and that was the last time I went to Catholic school. I've said this before in a couple of videos back there, but I could see my dad's friend laying down, shooting, trying to keep us safe. And I remember vividly, and right now it's playing inside my mind, where he turned around. He was curly, fair-skinned. He turned around and he yelled at us and at the bus driver, saying, "Drive back, because this is dangerous." And the bus driver drove backwards and reverse for about, I don't know, half a mile, I guess, or something like that. And then made a U-turn. We went back to town. I never went back to that school. I went to public school in the town, where it was closer, where I could be picked up, or I could go home a lot faster. And it wasn't because I didn't want to go to that school. It was just because it was too dangerous. It was too dangerous. And so memory is a very, and your mind is a very important aspect of your daily lives. So you have to keep it sharp. So get some sleep, right? I'm not saying that, again, I sleep quite a bit. Not, some people say I don't sleep as much as I should, but keep your mind sharp by sleeping. Healthy eating, right? Tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a salad. I just had for lunch, I had it wasn't an Impossible Burger. It was more of a turkey burger wrapped in lettuce with season a little bit. I mean, I'm trying to eat as healthy as I can. I'm trying to give my body a little bit of protein, but at the same time, I want to be able to give it enough fiber so that way it gives me that energy, right? It gives me that fullness, but at the same time, not the over fullness that I used to have when I was 267. Believe me, it was interesting because I can tell the difference now between 267 and now. It is what it is. 267 and now. And then pardon me because I'm gonna bring it up so you can see. Hold on. Again, for those of you who haven't seen it, about 2 years ago, right? This is about 265, 267. Right now, I'm at 212. Borderline 212, 211. Look at this. It's different. There is a big difference. I've noticed a big difference. Why am I think what happened is my memory kept on recording all the things that I had. I felt sad because all the time I was like Santa Claus. I mean, I was literally, I had a big stomach. I was overweight. Sorry about that. I was overweight, and then I couldn't sleep. I snored. I had acid reflux. And so, you know, having those memories over and over and over again, it sucks. Right now, and I'm gonna get a little bit emotional, but we used to prop up my pillow so that way I can sleep sitting up a little bit, so that way I wouldn't gag, so that way I wouldn't snore as much, so that way I wouldn't do that. And a half ago, I put my pillow down for the first time in a few years. You know how some of you are gonna say, well, that's not very significant. Believe me, I still have these memories in my mind about gagging, about acid reflux, about snoring, about not getting much sleep because I couldn't. My weight would just went down on my organs, and it was hard. So the last time when I started doing it the right way, which was consistency. And I kept on putting my memories into check. So that way I can remind myself and say, hey, this is where I was. You see the picture, right? This is the third video that I shown this picture to. And believe me, this is something that it has changed the way that I look at life. It has. But it had to go consistent until I created that memory of where I was at the beginning and where I am right now. And it took a while, and it took consistency, and it took changing my eating habits. And again, all of that gets stored in here, because if you don't put it in your memory, then you're willing to repeat history again. And again, it's like Groundhog's Day, with Bill Murray, where every time you wake up and you wake up at the same time and you relive the whole thing again, even though you know that it's going to happen again, You hope that you don't. And so, the importance of memory is huge, especially in the here and now, because with memory, you won't be held back by the past. You won't build, unrealistic future. You will be here where there's neutrality. This is the neutral zone, right? The neutral zone. And it will be neutral. And you'll make the best decisions here. I started making the decisions in the here and now. I used to go back to the past, and I used to feel so sad that I would eat even late at 9, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning because I was just too much in the past. You have to be neutral. You have to be here, right? I'm 212, 211, right? My goal is 210. I'm going to get to it, and then I'm going to get to 200. That's my stretch goal. I'm going to get to 200. And so again, right? It's important for us to have a sharp memory. So rest, eat healthy, right? Stimulate your mind. My stimulation is doing these videos. It's great because I can bring stuff out and more ideas come out. Practice doing crossword, puzzles, games, anything interactive that makes your brain work, which is all the time, but I'm saying at a higher level, right? Higher order thinking. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So, make sure that you're always doing something to keep your brain focused. Because if your brain is focused, it's balanced. And if it's balanced, then your body's balanced. And if you keep your body focused and healthy, then that means that you have mind-body balance. I'm getting there. Everything that I'm telling you, I'm doing. So I'm getting there. And so the importance of memory is huge. Make sure you keep stimulated. Remember, do those things that I recommend for you to do. Again, I'm just giving you recommendations. You can choose or not choose what to do. I chose not to do the things for years. And look at me now. I have stored memory of the consistencies of me being 267, of me being Santa Claus without having to put that pillow in my stomach. I'm here, and I'm here to help you. I'm here, and I'm part of your support system. So, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button right here, or here. So that way you can get notified of any new video. Hit the like button. The power of memory. I mean, memory is powerful. Believe me. Believe me. Any topics or any questions that you have in the comment section. If you want to connect with me on Facebook at Carlos Flores Jr. Connect with me on Instagram at Back on Basics. Connect with me on X at Back on Basics as well. So, till next time, remember, everything that you do is here. Everything that you have done is here. Learn how to bring it back, how to bring those memories out, decode memories. Back on Basics.